What's up? Welcome to Legion of Super Stuff. I'm your host, Doug Mellard. This is the page where we explore anything and everything superheroes. Now look, we all know Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Wolverine, Spider-Man, all the top dogs, the big guns, right? But let's get a little obscure. In this video, we're going to discuss the Scarlet Skier. That's right. I love the secondary characters that have been created over the years. They're some of my favorite things to take a look at. So we're going to start right here, as I said, with the Scarlet Skier. Now, if you haven't heard of him, the Scarlet Skier was an alien superhero and member of the Justice League, and he made his first appearance in JLA number 36, which came out in March of 1990. He had this armored scarlet space suit. You can see him here. And he also had this thing called the Scarlet Ski, which basically gave him the ability to ski through outer space. He was asked by Nort to join the Justice League Antarctica, and he was present during the Super Team's first mission, which involved battling killer penguins, which were a species of genetically altered penguins that had piranha teeth. Yeah, you heard that right. That sounds like an awesome mission. I am fully on board with that. This is actually going to give me nightmares. Penguins are so cute, but genetically altered penguins with piranha teeth? Terrifying. Not so cute in those little tuxedos now, are they? Now, Dren Keeg is his actual name, his alter ego name, and they did something real clever here. Dren Keeg is geek nerd backwards, huh? I love that. That's such a beautiful little thing they did. He graduated from the Mangakon School of Melodrama with honors, specializing in dramatic, introspective soliloquies. I mean, this just keeps getting better. I love this guy. He worked as locator for the interplanetary designer Mr. Nebula, who actually gave him the cosmic armor and the skis that he uses to fly across the universe. The Scarlet Skier was arrested by Nort on the planet Etchtremis 27, forgive me if I said that incorrectly, for abetting redecoration without taste. Oh God, this is so good. I love it. After getting out of prison, the skier tracked his enemy to Earth to revenge. His skis were destroyed during the battle, and Nort tried to make amends with him by repairing them. However, Nort blew up the equipment, leaving the skier stranded on Earth with him. His cosmic armor is an armor that protects him from the ravages of space. It isn't waterproof, and it needs to be oiled or it rusts. So, this guy, has a few weaknesses, I guess. Like, it said that Nort destroyed his skis, rendering him, I'm guessing, mostly powerless at that point. And they're not even waterproof and have to be constantly oiled. This guy. His superpowers, it just says he skis through space, which, yeah, I mean, that's a superpower. Like, at first glance, I was like, that kind of stinks. That's a lame superpower. But, I mean, he flies through space. That's pretty cool. He does have superhuman durability, which I presume also comes from the armor, and the armor is really strong. So there's that. The Scarlet Skier was created as a parody of Marvel's Silver Surfer character, who obviously was a herald for Galactus. If you didn't put that together immediately, it's crazy how often Marvel and DC just copycat each other. It's like they can't help it. It's really bizarre. There's so many of these, and I want to explore a lot of the side-by-side comparisons in the future. But this one is obvious that Scarlet Skier came later. Silver Surfer was obviously first by a long time, decades. But many times, I think the Vision and Red Tornado came out the same month, I believe. Also, Swamp Thing and Man Thing came out the same month. So sometimes there's this whole who came up with who first. But in this one, we know who was first. Now, as far as Silver Surfer versus Scarlet Skier, I don't think it's much of a competition here. Silver Surfer is one of my all-time favorite characters in comics, period. And Scarlet Skier obviously didn't catch on. Silver Surfer just has a cool factor that Scarlet Skier doesn't have. But they also kind of, based on what I went down with his brief history, it sounds like they weren't trying to make him cool necessarily. It sounds like kind of a fun, kind of goofy character, which I do love. And again, I know the killer penguins really have nothing to do with him, but I'm going to associate killer penguins with him, which does give him some cool points. Just looking at the two, it's pretty evident who's cooler. When you really break it down, though, neither a cosmic surfboard or skis really makes any sense. But let's look past that. And he doesn't not look cool. He's kind of got a cool aesthetic, but it looks a lot like a lot of the robotic characters that came out at that time. Also, in the end, if it's Silver Surfer versus Scarlet Skier, I am going Silver Surfer all day. That said, it was fun to learn about the Scarlet Skier, and the more the merrier as far as characters are concerned. Keep bringing in silly ripoffs. I love it. I can't get enough of it. And I love that they don't really hide this stuff. It's just like, yeah, we were ripping off Silver Surfer. And we need characters with smaller roles that can add a little color to the story. All the stories. It's really important. Now that's basically it as far as the Scarlet Skier goes. There's not a ton of material out there on him. He only appeared a few times. I wish they would bring him back and give him a little bit more runway. If you know any fun tidbits, feel free to shout it out in the comments. Educate me further. And now for some quick news. Kyle Chandler, who is best known for his work in Friday Night Lights, is in talks to star as Hal Jordan in the new Green Lantern series that will be on Max. That's right. And now, I love the casting, but let me know what you think. I have seen some pushback. Some people said it was a little underwhelming. I think he's a great actor. I also met him once. Very nice guy. And I love it. I think he's a great actor. I think he'll do a good job. I also think it's great because at one point they were looking at Josh Brolin, who I think would have been awesome. He's a fantastic actor. But they were also looking at Matthew McConaughey. So I think getting Kyle Chandler is great, not only because he's a good actor, but because if they had gotten Matthew McConaughey, I think that is the absolute worst choice. And I love McConaughey. He's also a really good actor, but him as Green Lantern, that would be, I can't stand the thought of his southern twang with Hal Jordan. Just doesn't make sense. So there's that. Let me know what you think again, as I said before. Drop it in the comments. That's it for this episode, you guys. Thanks for joining me on this quick journey about Scarlet Skier. I hope you had a little fun. Be sure to subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Thanks, guys.